Do you want to know how to use Marky to make the most of your schedule and plan out your calendar for the month? Well, in this video, we'll be covering how to use the content calendar within Marky to rearrange, organize, strategize about what you're posting when in an easy to use way. So let's hop right into it. My name is Eli. I am the CPO of Marky, co-founder here today to just show you through how to use the calendar. So I'm in Marky here, and we see our calendar for Marky. This is Marky's own account. We're kind of using Marky to strategize what we're posting when. So I can see right off the bat, I'm in the calendar on the side here. We can see what posts are going out when. So I know tomorrow, or let's see, on Monday, we're having this post go out. I can open it, edit it, everything you'd expect on a calendar. And I can also see what's coming out in the future. So I can see, okay, there's some videos going out. I can hover over these to see the exact time they're going out at. And you're going to notice that there's some posts with a little lock here. So in Marky, you have a queue and you have locked posts or custom time posts. So my queue is currently set up to only post on the weekdays and Saturday, but it's not going to post on Sunday. So here I have my normal posting schedule is every day of the week except Sunday. And you might be familiar in your post page on your schedule right here. This is another way you can see what's going out when. So this is my queue. I can see what posts are scheduled and I can reorganize which ones go out before others. And then there's also lock time ones. So these are ones that I've said I want to go out specifically at this time. We use that for stories sometimes, or if there's like a holiday or something like that. Any post that is in your queue can be locked to a specific time. So I could set a lock time to this post to make it schedule for a specific time, and then it will go out guaranteed at that time. Otherwise, that post is just going to go out in the order it's scheduled and based on your queue. Now you can edit your queue in the schedule here, and we have some other videos covering this, so I'm not going to go too in depth about your schedule. Going back to the calendar, we have our schedule, we have posts scheduled to go out. I can look at what's going out when. The calendar is drag and drop friendly, so I can drag this and I can drag it behind another one. So say I want this one to go in between this post and this post. I could drop it here or, above this post. And since this is working on a queue, meaning, everything has a slot, it's going to insert it into that spot. So it's going to insert it between these two. So I could drag it right here, and you'll notice that post went right here because it's now between those two posts. So that's how when you drag and drop a queued post, it's going to go and insert itself wherever you drop it. I could drag it way out to the end of my queue, and it's just going to insert that post into the last slot there. So that's how the queue works. If I want to, make sure that this goes out on the 26th, you can do that. You're just going to have to set it as a lock time. So I can open up this menu, click set lock time, and then I can say, make this go out on the 26th, and maybe I want it to go in the afternoon, late at night. I can schedule that for then, and now it's locked to that time, and it's going to go out on that day. Now you can just add it back to your queue, like say you want to undo that, you want to just add it back to your queue, you can just move it to queue. Now if you're dragging a queue or a post that is a locked post, I can drag it to any day, and it's going to ask me, do you want to schedule this for this specific time? I can click schedule, and so that's an easy way to drag and move around lock posts. They'll just reschedule it, but I can also move it back to the queue, and that will just add it to the end of the queue. So lots of options there on kind of how you want your post to go out at what times. Now there's all the other options you normally have. You can move it to the start of your queue, and if you're unfamiliar, you can skip times. So say I didn't want to post on this Tuesday, I can go in here and there's a skip time slot option, and that'll just skip that day. So it's going to post on Monday here, it's going to post this post, not going to post anything on Tuesday, and then Wednesday it will post this. I can also remove that. So that's adding skipped slots and locking posts. Now you can view a calendar in the week view, and this is another handy way to view what's going out when. So we can look at this week view. I can see, okay, it's just another way. I kind of like that you get a lot bigger thumbnails when you're looking at it. When you're looking at it from a week view, you can see the post a little bit easier, and also you can edit each social. So if you're having a little bit more of a custom schedule, or you're trying to get certain posts to go out to certain socials, it makes it a little bit easier. You can see which socials it's going out to. You can just select all socials. So that's another way to view your posts, and I can go back. I can kind of see what was posting each week. Now, there's a couple other features I want to cover about the calendar. These are newer features that we've added. One is being able to see what holidays there are. So you'll notice that there's holiday notifications showing for the day. So I can see, okay, when's Christmas Eve or New Year's? I know for busy entrepreneur people, sometimes it's hard to keep track of what's happening when, and it's kind of nice to just not have to worry about that as much, be able to clearly see, kind of like remember, oh, that is Veteran Day, maybe I should put a veterans post right there. And so that should help you kind of plan around your schedule around that. Now in the workspace, you also can customize this further. So in your settings, you can choose what holidays you show on your calendar. So if you're in a different region and you follow a different holiday schedule, you can add that schedule on here, and it'll show you the holidays from your selected location. You can also disable this feature if you don't want to see holidays. Now there's also time zone. So by default, Marky will show you all the times based on your time zone. And as a reminder, it'll show you right there where your time zone is, and also on the calendar you can see what time zone you're looking at. But it should just be where you currently are. It's going to show you all times based on that. But if you're managing posts for a company or business that's in a different place in the world, you can choose a very specific time zone to post and manage posts in. Now, one other thing with the calendar, this isn't necessarily a new feature, but it is a super powerful feature, and something you can use as you're using Marky and you're managing your posts in your calendar. And that's the shuffle queue option. So what this allows you to do is kind of like magic organize your posts. Now, if you're unfamiliar, as you're creating posts, they'll have categories. So this one has social media strategy. This one has behind the scenes. This one has the Marky product. So without going into too much detail, you have your categories here in topics, and every post that gets created will know what category it came from based on, if I created a post about this topic, it's going to have the behind the scenes category. Now, as you're scheduling posts, they'll all have different different categories like this. So one way that you can organize your content is by shuffling and organizing it by category. So if I just went through, maybe I scheduled 2 months worth of posts, I can shuffle this queue. Now, first off, I can shuffle it by random. That'll just kind of randomly reorganize my queue. And so that's another option if you just want quick randomization of all my posts. But I can also do it by category. And that's going to, if I shuffle it by category, it's going to round robin my categories so that I'm distributing what I'm talking about throughout the week. So here it's going to talk about the community, the product, our social media strategy, and then has uncategorized, but it'll just keep going back and forth through all the different categories we have. Now, you can also categorize it by theme. So that's the design that it's using. So if I'm using a few different design themes and I want to just kind of make a nice Instagram page with the images and kind of have a nice distribution of designs, I can do it by theme. So then it has this theme, and then I think that's the just image theme. And then you'll notice at a certain point, it repeats the theme that was up here. And then that's also just an image theme. So yeah, it'll just kind of round robin your different themes. Now, these are also available in the calendar. So you'll have your shuffle queue, and you can randomize it, and you can see how it randomized my queue right there. So hopefully this video gave you a little bit of an idea on how you can use Marky and use some of the calendar features to strategize about what you're posting when, make sure you're posting on those holidays, make sure you're getting a nice distribution of what you're talking about on what days. And yeah, and all those things, definitely help boost your social media presence. So hopefully you can use some of the tips in this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.